Hello and welcome. This is Maria, and if you don't know me, I am a close to my heart consultant. Today we are going to create several cards featuring this floral background die. To create this card, I am also using this birthday borders stamp and thin cut set from the core catalog. I just love these stamps and it's good for both cards and scrapbook layout. I know I am going to use this one a lot. Isn't this an awesome stamp set? I hope you can see it. For our first card, you will need a piece of white daisy cardstock and then some type of background die. I've cut this piece of black cardstock to 4 1/4 by 1 1/4 and my other piece of sage cardstock to 4 1/4 by 1 inch. I've also used sage cardstock for my card base. I've gone ahead and run this through my die cutting machine twice, and now I am just putting liquid adhesive and then we can attach this in our card base here. Now, of course, we don't have to cut the background out twice, but I really like that look. Plus, it stands out much more. If you only do one layer of die cut, it won't stand out as much. Adding that dimension creates those shadows which allow it to stand out more. I again putting liquid adhesive and then we can attach this on top of the other die cut to create a dimensional look. So now I am going to adhere my sage cardstock to the black cardstock and I am going to attach to my card. For those of you who do not know, close to my heart has paper that contains a lighter and a darker side. Please note that I am putting adhesive on the lighter side of the cardstock, so the darker side should face up after you attach that to your card base. Now our next step is attaching our sentiment. As you see in here, I already pop it up on some foam tape to save some time. For our final touch, I use black dots to create a finished look. What I like about this card is a very simple, quick, and easy design. I hope you enjoyed creating this card. For our second card, I am using the same background die along with our stitched square frame dies. I've also used white daisy and lilac cardstock and silver glitter paper, which is I am going to show you a little bit later. This is from the card and envelope value pack, and it contains 50 cards and envelopes. I've also used lilac, white daisy, and pewter cardstock. I've gone ahead and used our mirror stitch square die to cut that out there. So these are our nesting square dies, and you can see the stitching around the edge. Look at these. I just love our dies. Every cut yields a stitching frame piece and an inner square with stitching around the border. For my sentiment, I am going to use "You Will Be Amazing Parents" from the cutest baby stem set. For my inside, I use "Congrats", and from "Born in Our Hearts" stem set, I picked the words "on your" and "adoption." So front of my card says "You will be amazing parents," and when you open it, it says "Congrats on your adoption." So, although I did not use this stem set today, but I really wanted you to see this one too, because I believe these three stem sets are coordinating very well. For instance, in this sentiment, "You will be amazing parents," I could have easily changed the word from parents to grandma or grandparents. To cut this piece out, I use silver glitter paper. By the way, those stem sets, what I just showed you before, they are in our core catalog on page 25, along with some cute cards samples. If you have time, check it out. Also, if you are interested on any product I use in today's cards, it is available now in my online store. I will also link it in the YouTube description below. That being said, let's just go back and finish this card. What I am going to do is take the mirror stitched square die, place it face down about 1 inch from the bottom and a ½ inch from the left, ½ inch from the right side, and I am going to die cut this out using my die cut machine. Okay, so when I run it through my die cut machine, it will look like a hot mess, but don't worry, it will be nice at the end. I will end up with a frame and that centerpiece. I actually only need that white centerpiece for this card. The rest I will save it for our next card. Once again, save that frame piece, including any small pieces you can think you might want it, and put it on the side for now. We'll come back to it later. Before I am going to adhere the pewter cardstock, I need to die cut one more background, and I'll be right back. Now that I've cut it out, I am going to adhere the white square piece in the middle of my background piece, following the patterns like I show you in here. Here is a close-up you to see it. My next step is to adhere the silver glitter frame just like that. This will definitely be going to give you a finished look. And now it's time to adhere the pewter cardstock behind our background piece. By the way, the pewter cardstock is measured 3¼ by 4¼ and I am using the lighter side. So this is a very simple design, but die cut different color pieces to layer top of each others, plus backing up with another color gives more interest. You can use these techniques with almost any background dies you may have. For the sentiment, I've gone ahead and stamped and put some foam tape on the back to get a little dimension. Inside of my card, I use Lilac cardstock and measures 3 by 4 inches. Now I'm going to take my square silver glitter paper and cut it in half to create 2 triangles. Then I will take 1 triangle and repeat the process. Just like you see in here. After I am done, I'm going to adhere 1 triangle to the left top corner and the other triangle will go to the right bottom corner. I've decided not to put sentiments inside my card. Many times I create cards without putting any sentiments. This way, when I need a card, I can just stamp whatever I want. We are almost done. I just need to put a few white pearls and my card is complete. Okay, moving on to our next and last card. For my sentiment, I am going to use You Are Loved from the mini stamp collection and I am going to use Pewter cardstock for my card base. Now, do you remember when I told you to save this white frame piece because we are going to use that later? Well, this is the time. We are going to adhere this white background piece, like I show you in here, to our card base. My next step is to adhere the lilac frame, but I need to cut it out first. We are not going to use this piece, so I am going to save it to my next project. Now that I've cut it out, I am going to adhere the lilac frame piece in the middle of my background piece like I show you in here. This will definitely going to give you a finished look just like it did in our second card. What I've decided to do with this leftover triangle is I am going to take it and cut it in half to create two triangles. Then I will take those triangles and repeat the process. So you will end up with four small triangles, which we are going to adhere in the middle to create a beautiful background. This is a really good way to use your leftover papers. I just love our glitter papers. We have 7 different colors and it is perfect for die cutting. I can even rub the glitter with my bone folder and not worry about bunch of glitter falling out. As you see, I've gone ahead and stamped my sentiment, "You are loved," and also put some foam tape on the back to get a little dimension. By the way, this piece of paper measures 2 by 2 inches. Inside my card, I just adhere a 3 3/4 by 5-inch white daisy cardstock. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. My final touch is placing some white pearl here and there on my card, and that will complete my card. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you are feeling inspired and are going to try these background techniques. If you are interested, the supplies used in today are linked in the YouTube description below. Thank you again. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you next week. Bye now.